Good day, everyone. Welcome to yet another exciting moment for us as Emphasis Wealth. We would like to, at least this particular event, was curated especially for our, handful select clients and obviously prospective clients, which we believe, we can add value continuously to their portfolios as one of the reasons why we set up, shop, and what we had intended on doing as well is not only provide financial advice on products or solutions, but essentially for your, entire value proposition of offering a very good financial plan. For instance, I think that we may have had in previous occasions having conversations with you individually, had shared the value of what we believe financial planning should be about, and not only is it just a platform or a solution where we create a where we create sort of a financial plan for you. This is where it's a document that really talks to you and your money, where you intercept at the particular time. But over time, a plan should also be flexible enough to adjust to your financial objectives. And that's the reason why we will continuously also come back to you as clients and, offering you, prospective, ideas that could be incorporated in your financial plan to making it, as efficient as possible in ensuring that, we adding value to your value propositions, as we said. I mean, when we're looking at our financial plans, we had spoken to you and told you that obviously a financial plan has got different components or many components. And in this case, just focusing on only one of those components, like an investment planning, we know how important it becomes to basically consider the integration of asset allocation and or design a portfolio in a way that would be most efficient for your portfolio and your investment objectives. But these are customized for many of you as individuals. And obviously this opportunity that we want to present to you today may not necessarily be, fitting to your portfolio as is, but should it not, you may be in a position to know somebody within your circle and a circle of influence that might be interested in some of these solutions that we're presenting to you. I mean, this particular solution that we want to share with you today talks about diversification of your portfolios and, more importantly, using alternate investments as is. So we will be able to talk to that because as a FSP or financial services planning provider, a company, we only offering advice, with the reference to the components that I told you of your financial plan, but the products at the end of the day, we source them from different product suppliers, which we have partnered with specifically to offer the same value that we feel, it is for our clients. And that's the reason why amongst, the list of products suppliers that we have partnered with, we bring today to you SIPNordic SA, which today's presenter from there is Celeste Hinton, who will be also sharing a little bit about what it is that they do, and the value proposition of the products that we presenting to you, and also the value chain of where everybody belongs into the entire process of basically delivering some of these products that we think would be suitable for your portfolios. With that said, Celeste, I'm not going to waste any time. We have just a short period of lunch just to, take people through, what we had spoken about, what we think, is relevant for their portfolios, so that at least when we have a one-on-one conversation with them, they can know exactly where and how does this product or solution fits within their portfolios and how much of a value that can add. And obviously, it is not only open for existing clients only, but for prospective clients as well. This is a prospective solution that can be fitting a lot of people, which we also think that is quite necessary at this point in time. Celeste, over to you.
Thank you so much, Days. Thank you for allowing me to speak to everyone today. Yes, in terms of everything that you've said in terms of diversification, this is definitely a focus in terms of the products that we offer. So in terms of what I want to speak to you about today is about bridging the gap. And we do that with emphasis as well. And we do that for our clients because we find that clients are very anxious in terms of market volatility. And when the market falls, clients aren't protected. So what we then do is we provide clients with income or capital growth from local, global markets. And then we also protect that capital from market falls. And that is also why it is alternative investments, and it is a structured product that we're using in order to give that to clients. So SIPNordic South Africa, we actually stand for Structured Investment Products South Africa, trading as SIPNordic SA. Our FSP number is also listed there. We are a licensed FSP. Now, the business originally came from Sweden, and they started in 2006. And with that, they've enlarged their footprint to other Nordic countries, to Europe, and now in South Africa as well. We also collaborate with BNP Paribas, and with them we provide these carefully designed range of innovative structured products to meet those needs that I've mentioned earlier on. So in terms of understanding a structured product, what you're basically looking at is a defined investment outcome over a defined term. Now, what we do is that we link your returns to the performance of an underlying asset. So in this case, we are using an index. We are then able to tailor make outcomes so that clients can either have capital growth or income or even both, and thereby also diversifying their investment portfolio so that you're not just 100% invested in normal list products, which is just your normal unit trusts, etc. We're also able to give you as the client 100% capital protection. And because we host this in an endowment wrapper, we are able to give you tax certainty as well. So the benefits of these structured products, I think number one is that protection, that 100% capital protection that we are able to offer. Secondly, you're able to access different markets. And some of these markets might be a little bit too risky or too volatile for you to normally invest into, but we make that freely available. We are able to give a competitive level of income with some of the products that we have, and we are able to offer you all of this without taking any currency risk. So your money will be invested in South Africa, but you will have offshore exposure. That flexibility just to diversify your portfolio, I think, is one of the key elements when it comes to investing. And once again, all of those benefits that you do have when investing into an endowment wrapper. Now, BNP Paribas have got over 25 years of experience in this equity derivatives market. So in terms of the structured product market. But why we chose them is because they are an award-winning world leader in structured products. They are the largest issuer of structured products globally. They've got a presence in over 68 countries, and they have won numerous awards. It is pages long in terms of the awards they've won. Now, they will issue your structured product and provide the guarantee. SIPNordic SA is basically a marketer of the product. The guarantee lies with BNP Paribas. They've also got excellent credit ratings. So when you look at the big companies that do these credit ratings like Fitch, Moody's, and S&P, you can see it's all A rated, which unfortunately is not exactly what we have been enjoying in terms of our local banks. In terms of their solvency ratio, so all banks need to have a certain amount of capital in the background, and it's called their solvency ratio. And at this point in time, BNP Paribas is on 12.8%. The required solvency ratio is only 9%. So it is quite above the required 9%. Our current product range is closing on the 22nd of July. And we've got 3 products available locally at the moment. And the product that I will be discussing with you today is the enhanced growth product. The minimum investment for this product is 100,000 Rand. And just remember that there is 100% capital protection, even if the market falls and if this index doesn't do anything. Now, the index that I keep referring to is the NASDAQ, Global Innovative Technologies Index. It is a very long name, but I'm sure that once I start unpacking it for you, you'll understand who all the players are and exactly how it works. What this product basically does is that it looks at what this index is doing, and then it boosts your performance of the index by 170%. So just to make it very simplified, you just times it by 1.7. In terms of why we've chosen technology as the index in the background, is when you look at what the specific technology themes are going to do in the future. I know a lot of people say that technology has already run and they've had a very good few years, but I also think in terms of the pandemic, with everything that's been going on, there's only room for growth. When you look at what BNP Paribas and all of their research is also indicating, they're expecting big data and business analytics to grow from 37 billion to 105 billion. Artificial intelligence, which is something that I think we are starting to hear more and more with more companies making use of that technology. The expected growth is going to go from 28 billion to 100 billion. Your Internet of Things, they're expecting that to go from 150 to 1 trillion. And that's by 2027. We're not talking about 10 years from now, 15 years from now. They're expecting all of this growth within the next 5 years. And then your healthcare innovation, I think we're all well aware of everything that's been happening and what a big boost that has had, and it will continue to have as well over the next few years. And then I think that not a day goes by that you don't see something about the automotive innovation happening and all these companies that are constantly in the news, because that sector is also growing. I mean, in 2019, you were looking at 54 billion. By 2026, and that is not a very long time from now, they're looking at that to be 556 billion. I mean, that is 10 times from where the figures are right now. And the same goes for robotics, which includes your 3D printing, your nanotechnology, drones, all of these technologies that they believe that there is still tremendous growth for. So in terms of understanding the index, how this is actually made up. So when you look at the NASDAQ, there's over 9,000 stocks. So 9,000 companies listed on the NASDAQ stock exchange. Out of those 9,000 stocks, there's about 180 stocks that are pure technology themes. There's about 25 technology sub-themes, but I'm not going to go through all of them. I've mentioned the 6 main themes that we look at. And then that index is built up by the top 100. So looking at all those companies, how do you then actually know how to invest into one of them? You can look at and a lot of asset managers do, they look at valuations, they look at growth forecasts, etc. But nothing is really showing you what type of technology is being developed within the company. So what this AI company is doing, and that is, what they are doing is that they are looking at the patents that are being registered at the US Patent and Trademark Office and the World Intellectual Property Organization. Now, these are thousands of patents being registered in multiple languages. And this is where that AI software and technology comes in. It starts sifting through all of these patents that are being registered, and then it puts it into those 6 themes that I mentioned: robotics, automotive, healthcare. Then once it's in these themes, it starts looking now, which are the companies registering these patents? Then they give them a contribution score and a peer score. So that is where their numbers start coming in. So you can basically start seeing a trend of when a company is focusing and developing in a certain area. And that is then how they actually form this index. When you look at the performance, you're looking at just under 19% per year since 2016. If you quickly compare that to the MSCI and your S&P 500, which are very well-known indices as well, you can see how that has outperformed those benchmark indices. In terms of the sectors that you're investing into, yes, information technology makes up a very, very big portion of it, but you're still getting access to communication services, consumer goods, healthcare, financials, industrials, utilities, all of the above. And then when you look at the geographical composition, it's not just the United States. You will have access to companies in China, Japan, Germany, Taiwan, because a lot of companies are choosing to actually be part of the NASDAQ and list on the NASDAQ rather than other indices, because they are so well known for their technology companies. So when you look at your holdings, you're still going to have your big tech giants there, your Apple, Microsoft, Amazon, etc. But you're also going to have other companies that maybe are lesser known, like Comcast, BK, etc. And the list goes on, because it's 100 stocks that it is made up of. When you look at what this product would have done from 2008, BNP did over 2,136 simulations to be able to see what the returns would have been for clients that had invested in this product. So the average person that invested 100,000 Rand into this product would have received 16.79%. And that is per year, because you've got that 170% boost of whatever the positive performance is. You can see that these are really good returns. And the maximum was close to 29%. And of course, your minimum was just under 2.5%. But that was mainly for clients that invested 2006, 2007, before that big global financial crisis. So just to remind you again of where everyone fits in. So BNP Paribas, they issue your product, and they also guarantee the product. Guard risk is used to give you the endowment wrapper. Our product is available on the iTransact investment platform. They are a category 3 list, which means that they are a provider of investments as a platform. And they're also very well known for their cost-effective and very innovative strategies. But then I think the most important link in all of this that links the product to you, the client, is the financial advisor. And this is where Des comes in, because he's able to look at your profile, he's able to look at your investment portfolio to see if this is a solution that would fit into your investment portfolio. So just some product highlights that I'd like to mention. Once again, there's that 100% capital protection of the money invested, regardless of market falls or what the market may do. That will also include fees paid to the advisor, to SIPNordic, and the administrator as well. So 100% of your capital will be protected. There's no currency risk, because you are investing in rands, and it's invested within that endowment wrapper. You've got unlimited upside here. We're not going to cap your returns. So should that index do more than, let's say, 100% over the 5-year term, you know that you'll still reap the benefit of that. And that final amount will still be boosted by 170% of the performance. For capital protection, like I mentioned, it includes all your fees. And then in terms of the endowment benefits, this is also where Des comes in, where he's able to unpack this for you and to see how your individual investment portfolio can benefit from this. And then one of the most important things that you're able to have is also tax certainty by being invested in this wrapper. And that is it from me. Des, do you have any questions from your side?
Hey, thank you very much again for that, Celeste. Quite a riveting story to actually tell, and an opportunity for real for a lot of people that I believe are also worried about tax, in terms of their investments. I mean, you've mentioned tax certainty, but I'm pretty much sure that I'm going to have a lot of questions over and above 1 or 2 people that have already asked this question. In terms of tax certainty, what does that really mean for a person that is invested in a product like this, and they are told that they're getting tax certainty?
Yes. So in terms of that tax certainty that the endowment is able to give you, because we are using what's called a life wrapper on the iTransact platform with guard risk, um, the proceeds will actually be taxed before your client receives the final amount into his bank account. So thereby he knows for certain what his final amount is going to be and that there will be no more tax liability for them.
Yeah, no, for sure. And I think that that also boils down a bit into what you touched on, who the product supplier is, in this case being BNP Paribas, French bank. And you've mentioned that, they also hold, the surety of the product. What does it mean?
So the guarantee lies with them. The guarantee doesn't lie with iTransact, it doesn't lie with SIPNordic, etc. It's the same way that a bank would guarantee, a local bank would guarantee a product. In this case, you're getting a guarantee from an offshore bank, and it happens to be the 7th largest bank in the world.
With all those fantastic, ratings from some of the rating agencies that we don't really like so much as a country.
Yes. Yes. Well, what I also like about them, and something that really stood out to me over the last year, is even through the pandemic, their rating didn't change, their outlook didn't change as well. When you compare that to what some of our local banks faced here, it was not the same scenario. So you're definitely looking at more sustainability, and that is why they are referred to as the Bank of Sustainability.
That's very interesting. That's also probably one of the things that some people may ask, is that, what kind of uh, you know ideas or other solutions that they may be invested in. Is this the only product that people can be invested in? You've mentioned there's three of them, but today we
Yes.
only focused on one. And
Yes.
Again, remind us of the deadline, because you mentioned the date of the 22nd of July, and I'm sure that was for a very specific reason.
Yes, yes. So one thing how structured products work is that we call it a series. Another word they refer to is as a tranche. So basically what happens is for clients, in order to invest into the product, you're basically grouped together with everyone, and then we have a trade date. And then we trade on that day. So we need to ensure that everything is finalized before that date. So that is why we close the series. And then once we've gone through the trade, we're able to open again a new series and then start again. And also important thing is rates change and they can fluctuate. So you don't want to wait too long in terms of closing that series as well, especially when the market is good. You want to take advantage of when that happens as soon as possible. Yeah.
As soon as possible. And probably also, I mean, there's other things that would affect it, like the exchange rates and all of that. But I mean, you also did mention that obviously the investment is done in South African
Yes.
rands or in a local currency. So what has been guaranteed as your investment, capital investment in, will be guaranteed in that particular rate. So it doesn't matter what the currency fluctuations say. At least there is some certainty in terms of knowing what the outcomes should be.
Correct, correct. And then just to answer the other part of your question as well. So this product that we spoke about, the enhanced growth, that is the technology index that we use for the specific product. We also have two other products available where we are able to offer clients very competitive income after their first year and third year that they are invested. And then we're able to boost whatever the growth is for that index that we've used at maturity, so after the 5-year period. So I think hopefully you'll invite me back to one of your emphasis webinars and we can discuss them.
Yeah, no, sure. Especially, considering that obviously the other two products are not necessarily focused on the same, index or the same sector in the market that people will be getting exposure to. Am I correct?
Correct, 100% correct. So the index that we've used there is a Selected Sustainable Development Goals Index. Basically, it's an ESG index. So everyone is kind of currently talking about ESG the whole time. So it's sustainability, sustainable companies. And interestingly enough, through this pandemic, we've actually seen that those are the companies that have done really well, and they have coped really well with all of these changes within the world right now. So that is why we've also chosen a different index that is also not as volatile and I would say a bit more conservative.
A bit more conservative. I guess that also talks a little bit to, how the structured products fit within, one's portfolio setting, where, I mean, it does not necessarily mean that the entire portfolio should be invested in alternate solutions and or guaranteed products. But I think that it helps a lot by creating that buffer, especially in these very uncertain markets. I mean, we have learned a lot in the past year or so. And I think that, I'm grateful to have clients that also listen to our advice when we had told them, when markets really started tanking in April last year, 2020, to actually just hold on to the strategies that we did have for them and for their portfolios. And that has really proven as a good, advice to clients, where those who held on to the solutions, or at least the recommendations that we had given them the returns that we were anticipating, because the markets recovered, sitting obviously at record highs. But like you say, there's still a lot of opportunity that shows within the sector that is being presented by this particular index that we presented today, that actually shows, multiple growth numbers in the next 5 to 6 years or so.
Yes.
And I think that would be a really, really good opportunity for those that have, capacity to basically spare 100,000 rands here and there, just to make sure that at least a portion of their portfolios is at least secured.
Correct, 100% agreed. I think this is something that you mentioned, which is so important, as well as the role of the financial advisor. Like you said, when things were going down last year and things were tanking, that is where your role as the financial advisor became so imminent and so important, because the first thing that you want to do when you're acting out of fear is that you want to sell and you want to get out of an investment. But that is where your guidance comes in, and you almost become a little bit more of a behavioral coach in terms of helping your clients through that process. So I also think one of the things when it comes to the enhanced growth product, clients want that exposure to technology. They want those returns, those double-digit returns, but they're very scared about taking that risk. And that is then where that buffer comes in, like you're saying, where you know that your capital will be protected.
No, absolutely. And talking about behavioral finance or behavioral coaching in terms of personal portfolios, I'm actually attending one of those again tomorrow. A very long, course that I've enrolled myself in, making sure that we continue basically delivering absolute value to our clients holistically. But yeah, I mean, you mentioning again, the reason why clients should be, considerate of their financial advice from their financial advisors. What if clients want to come to you directly at SIPNordic and say, look, I know Des, yes, he's a good financial advisor, yes, but I would like to basically get access to the product directly, maybe because they feel that, their costs is, can be lessened. Can they do that?
No, they actually cannot do that. We value that role that the financial advisor plays in putting together that investment portfolio, in putting together that advice. Even today, everything in my presentation, there was no advice given. I'm focusing purely on explaining to you how the product works, and that is where your role comes in, Des, and that is why we have not made it open directly to the public, because we value the role that financial advisors play, and making sure that clients also understand products and that they've got that guidance. So unfortunately, no, you are not able to access our products.
So I guess that's a little bit more value, for the buck, especially for those that, undervalue the value of advice. I mean, excuse the pun there. But
yes.
Yeah, but I mean, this is an exclusive, offering from SIPNordic. I don't think there's quite as many companies that have the similar products that or products that you do have and that you offer in the market. So this is really a very exclusive, offering for a handful of our clients and our prospective clients alike, in making sure that we can enhance their portfolios for their financial objectives. And thank you very much, Celeste, for making the time. Thank you very much for giving us this wonderful presentation. Although it felt a bit short, I guess when you're having fun, time flies really quickly. We had set enough time, to deal with any potential questions that may have come from the presentation. But at this moment, I see no further questions that are available. Some of the questions that are asked were sent previous or at least ahead of this presentation. And but thank you very much. I think today we might close this one a little earlier than we had anticipated, but definitely you will be invited again to come and speak to our clients with your offerings, perhaps on the next series when it opens. And we'll definitely have a bit of a chat and feedback from this particular presentation for those that are interested in grabbing the opportunities by the hands before the deadline of the 22nd. And thank you very much, Celeste. We definitely have a chat soon.
Thank you so much, Des. Have a great day.
Okay, no, thank you very much. And thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for those that have made the time to basically come to this presentation. We definitely will be bringing you this and many more other presentations in the future that we feel that you might be benefiting from. And remember, this is not advice, but merely just an opportunity sharing, or at least as opportunities appear that we think that would be suitable for our clients. We would be presenting them to you. We will be bringing them to you. We'll be offering them exclusively to a handful of our clients that we feel would be benefiting from this. But thank you very much once again. And should you have any more questions, seek clarity, and or interested in this particular investment, please let us know so that we can definitely take care of your financial needs and your financial objectives. And this also gives us an opportunity to basically look into our financial reviews of your portfolios if we haven't done so for this year. And for those that we have done for this year, I mean, it's yet another opportunity to review and relook at this opportunity and see if it would be fitting for this particular opportunity. But thank you very much once again, and have yourself a blessed afternoon and the rest of the week, and we'll catch each other again very soon.